What is happening, tenkenh fam? Get ready, because the news cycle is absolutely exploding, and we've got the must-know updates that you need to hear. From massive real estate deals to surprising legal outcomes and significant policy shifts, the world is spinning faster than ever, and we're here to break it all down for you. Buckle up, because you're not going to want to miss a single second of this. Let's dive in. First up, a massive real estate acquisition is shaking up the market. We're talking about a joint venture that swooped in to grab a prime office portfolio. Think downtown Bethesda, think major square footage. This deal is huge and could reshape a key business district. What does this mean for the area and for future development? We've got the inside scoop. Then, we shift gears to a shocking legal case. A prominent medical professional is facing serious consequences for illegal drug distribution. The details here are intense, revealing a pattern of behavior that went against everything their profession stands for. We're breaking down exactly what happened and the sentence handed down. Next, a major policy directive is making waves across the nation, potentially impacting how vital educational programs are funded. This government order targets specific content in sex education, demanding states remove certain references or risk losing significant federal dollars. We explore the implications and the debate heating up around this. And finally, we've got a concerning incident that has sent shockwaves through a community. Reports are coming in about a tragic event that has deeply affected many. We're bringing you the latest on this developing situation. Stay locked in, hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and let's get into the details. Real estate power play in Bethesda. A significant joint venture has just closed a major acquisition in the heart of Bethesda, Maryland, marking a substantial move in the commercial real estate landscape. MRP Realty, a prominent developer known for its work across the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, has teamed up with Prime Finance, a national private commercial real estate finance company, to acquire the Bethesda Crescent office portfolio. This four-property portfolio spans an impressive 287,529 square feet, signaling a major investment in the region's business infrastructure. The deal, which officially closed on August 11, 2025, highlights a strategic acquisition via foreclosure, indicating a potential opportunity seized by the partners. Nick Gordon, vice president at MRP Realty, expressed enthusiasm for the partnership and the project's potential. MRP Realty is proud to partner with Prime Finance on this pivotal project, Gordon stated. We have been active in this area of downtown Bethesda since we acquired the former air rights building at 7315 Wisconsin Avenue in 2013, which is now Bethesda Crossing. This long-standing presence and continued investment underscore MRP's commitment to the Bethesda submarket. Gordon further elaborated on their vision. We look forward to contributing to the revitalization of this submarket through our efforts to reposition the Bethesda Crescent portfolio. This suggests a forward-thinking approach aimed at enhancing the value and appeal of the acquired properties. The Bethesda Crescent portfolio encompasses four key locations: 7475 Wisconsin Avenue, 7401 Wisconsin Avenue, 4600 East-West Highway, and 4650 East-West Highway. These properties represent a concentrated stake in a dynamic urban environment. MRP Realty's operational model emphasizes comprehensive support for partners and clients throughout the entire project lifecycle. With over 2 decades of experience, the company has a proven track record of navigating and solving complex construction and development challenges, having managed the development and repositioning of over 14.2 million square feet of real estate with a total project value of $7.8 billion. Notably, no brokers were involved in this transaction, suggesting a direct and streamlined negotiation process between MRP Realty, Prime Finance, and the seller. MRP Realty, founded in 2005 and headquartered in Washington, D.C., specializes in opportunistic and value-add real estate investments. Their portfolio includes office, multifamily, and land, with a total capitalization deployed exceeding $7.8 billion since their inception. They offer a full suite of real estate services, including acquisition, disposition, development, construction management, property management, asset management, and financial reporting. Prime Finance, on the other hand, operates as a private commercial real estate finance company with discretionary capital, originating a variety of financing solutions including mortgage, mezzanine, and preferred equity. They also acquire performing, subperforming, and distressed debt. Their private funds cater to commercial real estate assets across all sectors nationwide, with loan and investment origination teams strategically located in Chicago, New York, and San Francisco. The acquisition is expected to generate considerable interest from industry analysts and local stakeholders, with many anticipating MRP Realty's strategy for repositioning the assets and its impact on the Bethesda commercial real estate market. But what happens when a trusted professional falls from grace? We're diving into a case where a doctor's practice took a dangerous turn. Doctor sentenced for illegal drug distribution. A somber legal development has concluded with the sentencing of Dr. Anissa Maroof, 48, who has been ordered to serve 15 months in federal prison. The charges stem from her illegal distribution and dispensing of controlled substances, including Xanax, Adderall, and buprenorphine, to patients. This sentence comes after a period of unlawful practice spanning from January 2019 to June 2022, as detailed by the U.S. Attorney's Office in Maryland. Maroof, who was board-certified in addiction psychiatry and maintained a practice in Bethesda, admitted to prescribing these powerful medications outside the scope of legitimate medical practice and without a valid medical purpose. The U.S. Attorney's Office highlighted instances where she provided prescriptions to patients in West Virginia, even after these patients explicitly indicated they were selling their excess supply on the illegal market. Furthermore, Maroof was found to have regularly prescribed controlled substances to patients without providing the necessary therapeutic services or follow-up care that such treatments demand, a direct violation of professional standards and patient safety protocols. Her guilty plea revealed a disturbing pattern of behavior, including calling in prescriptions to pharmacies without ever seeing the patient in person. In some cases, she instructed patients to leave cash payments discreetly under her office door, bypassing standard billing procedures. Adding to the illicit nature of her practice, Maroof also admitted to advising patients on how to circumvent monitoring by splitting their prescription fills across different pharmacies, a tactic often used to obtain larger quantities of medication undetected. The sentencing includes not only the 15-month prison term, but also 2 years of supervised release, with the initial 9 months mandated to be served under home detention. This comprehensive penalty reflects the severity of her actions and the breach of trust placed in a medical professional, particularly one specializing in addiction psychiatry. This case has drawn significant attention, raising questions about regulatory oversight and the potential for abuse within the medical field. Advocates for patient safety and ethical medical practices have expressed concern over the findings, emphasizing the importance of strict adherence to professional guidelines when prescribing controlled substances. Now, a government mandate is creating a stir, potentially altering educational content nationwide. We're looking at a new federal directive that could impact funding for crucial youth programs. Federal government demands states remove gender identity references from sex ed or lose funding. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, has issued a directive to dozens of states, demanding the removal of any references to gender identity that deviate from sex assigned at birth in sex education materials. This sweeping order, issued by the Administration for Children and Families, ACF, warns that states failing to comply within 60 days could forfeit a significant portion of federal funding allocated for the Personal Responsibility Education Program, PREP, totaling $81.3 million. This policy appears to specifically target content related to transgender and non-binary individuals. For instance, in a letter addressed to an adolescent health program specialist in Alaska, the federal agency explicitly requested the deletion of definitions for terms like transgender from school curricula. This move has been met with strong criticism from LGBTQ+ advocacy groups. Laurel Powell, a spokesperson for the Human Rights Campaign, characterized the action as part of a broader effort by the Trump administration to erase government recognition of transgender people. Powell emphasized that effective sex education must be age-appropriate, fact-based, and informative, and that excluding the existence of transgender individuals undermines this goal, potentially denying young people crucial information for making safe and healthy decisions. The PrEP program itself is designed to prevent teen pregnancy and sexually transmitted infections, with a particular focus on at-risk youth, including those experiencing homelessness, in foster care, or residing in rural areas or regions with high teen birth rates. The federal mandate was sent to 40 states, the District of Columbia, and several territories. This action follows a similar termination of California's PrEP grant the previous week, which HHS cited as a refusal by the state to remove what it termed radical gender ideology from its educational materials. The administration defines gender ideology as the idea that there is a vast spectrum of genders that are disconnected from one sex. GLAAD, another prominent LGBTQ+ advocacy group, has criticized this term, labeling it an inaccurate term deployed by opponents to undermine and dehumanize transgender and non-binary people. The HHS Acting Assistant Secretary, Andrew Gradison, stated that the administration will ensure that PrEP reflects the intent of Congress, not the priorities of the left, asserting that accountability is coming. This directive is consistent with broader policies enacted by the administration concerning gender identity, including executive orders that restrict access to gender-affirming care for minors. Establish the policy that the U.S. recognizes only two sexes, male and female, bar openly transgender individuals from military service, and prohibit transgender women from competing in women's sports. This federal pressure on states to alter their sex education content has ignited a debate about parental rights, educational standards, and the inclusion of LGBTQ+ topics in schools, with significant implications for federal funding and state-level public health initiatives. Turning now to a deeply troubling incident that has shaken a community. We're covering a developing story with heartbreaking details emerging from a school. Tragic shooting at Minneapolis Catholic school claims lives. A devastating incident occurred during a mass at a Catholic school in Minneapolis, resulting in the deaths of 2 children, aged 8 and 10, and leaving 17 others injured. The shooting cast a dark shadow over what should have been a peaceful religious service, sending shockwaves through the community and raising urgent questions about safety and security in educational institutions. Details surrounding the perpetrator and the motive for the attack remain under investigation by local authorities. The Minneapolis Police Department has confirmed the casualties and the number of injured, providing preliminary information as they secure the scene and gather evidence. Emergency services responded swiftly, with medical teams attending to the wounded and transporting them to nearby hospitals. The condition of the 17 injured individuals is being closely monitored, with updates expected as their medical care progresses. This horrific event has prompted an outpouring of grief and support from across the nation. Community leaders, religious organizations, and educational advocates have issued statements condemning the violence and offering condolences to the families affected. Discussions are already underway regarding enhanced security measures in schools and places of worship, as well as the broader societal issues that may contribute to such acts of violence. The Archdiocese of Minneapolis has released a statement expressing profound sorrow and solidarity with the victims and their families. They have pledged full cooperation with law enforcement and are providing spiritual and emotional support to the school community. The focus remains on supporting those directly impacted by this tragedy, including counseling services for students, staff, and parents. In a separate, unrelated incident reported in Montgomery County, Maryland, firefighters successfully extinguished a kitchen fire on Tuesday afternoon that had displaced at least one family. Fortunately, all occupants evacuated the building safely due to the timely alert from smoke alarms. While this incident highlights the constant vigilance required by emergency services, it stands in stark contrast to the profound tragedy unfolding in Minneapolis. The immediate aftermath of the Minneapolis shooting is marked by intense grief and a collective search for answers. Investigations are ongoing, and further details are expected to be released as they become available. The impact of this event is profound, underscoring the vulnerability of even the most sacred spaces and the urgent need for continued dialogue on violence prevention. And that's a wrap on today's top stories. But before you go, let's quickly recap the biggest headlines one last time. All right, everyone, that's a wrap on another jam-packed update. We saw a massive real estate acquisition in Bethesda, a doctor facing serious prison time for illegal drug distribution, a controversial federal mandate impacting sex education funding, and a tragic shooting at a Minneapolis school. Stay informed, stay engaged, and don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more, ring that notification bell so you never miss an update, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Follow us on all social platforms to stay connected. We'll see you in the next one.